Hello. I am having a really rough time. I mean, everyone can say that, and like, I don't want to say that to be like, oh, my life sucks, and like, everyone's life is perfect, and I'm the only one whose life sucks. Like, I know that's not true, obviously, but I'm having like an extra hard time these days where like, I'm ignoring friends, and once I'm ignoring friends, like, something's going on, Like, when I get to the point where I'm ignoring friends, like, something's like fundamentally wrong in my brain right now. So, I took it upon myself to do the proactive thing and look online. I looked up how make me want to live. Is that actually what I looked up? Hold on. Oh, yes, that's actually what I looked up verbatim into Google search. How make me want to live. I got a couple songs. I got Rihanna Stay. I got T.I. Live Your Life featuring Rihanna. Rihanna What's My Name. Rihanna Lift Me Up. Lots of Rihanna is being suggested to me right now. And then I also looked at the little drop downs, and I looked at something that says what will make me feel alive again, and I got an AI overview, which just makes me want to choke myself and die even more. But I got some good answers. I got four, actually five, little jot note no jot notes, jot notes. Trying new experiences. It says explore new places, learn a new skill, embrace the unexpected. One thing about me is I get a lot of anxiety when things are not planned, unless I am intoxicated and under some kind of influence. So, new experiences, I don't think that's going to be the one that's going to help me. And the next point is reconnect with passions and purpose. I don't have a purpose, I fear. It feels like I don't. And what are my passions? TikTok and YouTube are. Because some might say, look at your day and what do you do the most? Those, you're probably passionate about that. What do I do the most? Scroll on TikTok, watch YouTube videos. So, that's fun. I've tried like painting. Excuse me. I've tried painting recently and I realized I'm not good at it and I don't really enjoy it. Like I thought I did, because I've done a painting where I really enjoyed it, and then I haven't enjoyed it since, and that was in like 2023. It's almost been 3 years, and I have not enjoyed painting since that one painting that I did the other day. And when I say the other day, I mean years ago. So that's great. Purpose. I don't feel purposeful a lot of the time, including now. So I couldn't tell you what that is. So what am I reconnecting with? Okay. Third point, cultivate presence and mindfulness. Engage your senses, move your body, try mindful practices, limit digital consumption. As I said, my passions are TikTok and YouTube, so I won't be able to do that last part, but I have tried mindful practices. I'm a big journaler. Anyone who knows me knows I keep a bunch of journals. Will I say it helps? I went through some of my journal entries yesterday and I realized that I've been dealing with the same thing all year, with the same problems, coming to the same realizations and conclusions, and it almost feels counterintuitive because I read that and it makes me feel bad and then I spiral. So it's almost like, okay, maybe I should have no record of how I was feeling 6 months ago, because it's just going to put me back into that headspace. Other mindful practices include meditation. Meditating on your thoughts, it's only good until you keep ruminating on the same things and then you realize, okay, I need to take action, and then you don't know what that action is. So it's great. move my body. I have not enjoyed moving my body in a very long time, unless again under influences and I'm at a club or a fete throwing butt in circles. I do enjoy throwing butt in circles. However, no, that's not the answer. And if it was the answer, I would have found it years ago. I've been shaking butt for years, have not found the answer in that. So moving forward, we're at point number 4, so that's really hopeful. Point number 4, strengthen connections and well-being, connect with people, practice gratitude, and prioritize rest. I've been prioritizing rest to its maximum. I spend majority of my day in bed, so that's just genuinely great. I have been resting, and indeed. Practicing gratitude. I'm very grateful for my surroundings because I would be homeless and starving if it weren't for my parents. Big shout out. Love my siblings. They're my best friends. So I have been grateful. It's not a lack of gratitude that's stumping me. But they also say connect with people. And as I said, I've been ghosting a lot of my friends. And when that happens, I know something's wrong. Because I like my friends. The problem is that sometimes I don't have the bandwidth. And that's like a fatal flaw, because you should. But sometimes I don't have the bandwidth to deal with people being disappointed in me, or not being able to hang out with people and not feeling like hanging out with people. And I'm well aware that as a generation we really suck, because regardless of how you feel, you should hang out with the people that care about you and stuff. But yeah, so not great. I'm back. Just went ahead and changed my camera battery. Anyway, like I said, as a generation, we really suck when it comes to spending time with people and not making excuses in terms of when it's time to hang out with someone, and canceling and not following through on plans and not making plans, and just we're a really disconnected generation. And I'm not going to say that I'm the outlier. I'm definitely not the outlier. I'm definitely a part of that group. And I'm maybe on the worst end of that group, because I don't know what to tell you. It's definitely something wrong on a fundamental level, and we need to do some kind of sociological research. I think COVID has a lot to do with it. A lot of us were in our developmental years when it was time to actually quarantine and be away from people. A lot of us were developing social skills at that point, and I will definitely say I've definitely been hindered from that. But then also I use substances as a way to be social and feel like I deserve to be social and have conversations because I feel more interesting. That might not be the case. It's obviously within me if it's able to come out, but it's just not, I can't find it. I tried and I can't find it when I'm sober. Anyway, moving forward. The last point on this little thing says get professional help if needed. Would love to. I'm no longer on my parents' insurance, which means that would be coming out of pocket. I have no job. So now, which pocket is that coming out of? So, no professional help for me. However, over the past couple of years, I have done a little bit of research. I've done my own independent studies on myself and made lots of notes, a lot of saved TikToks, a lot of articles read, a lot of videos watched, and I've come to the conclusion everyone hates someone that self-diagnoses, of course, but sometimes that's one of the only options that you have, and I'm not saying this is concrete, but it is, a lot of things have piqued my interest in terms of things that sound like me and relate to me. So I'll start off with the one that's actually the most recent discovery that I think that I might have, which is OCD, which I'm not OCD. I don't believe I'm OCD in the fact that, a lot of people say, that like hyper organization and stuff is not, like, it's not a true image of what OCD is as a whole. That's like a small sliver of what it could be, and I don't think I have that, but it's definitely the thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, the recurring thoughts, just things that like really, really just they sit with you, and like sometimes I just want to pull at like individual strands of my brain and just pull thoughts out and like never have to think about them again, and like it attacks things like my self-esteem, it attacks things like who I am as a person. So yeah, that's the most recent one that I've thought about and did some research and watched videos on and everything. So I think that could be. It could be. I could also be overthinking it. And then before that, I thought maybe I'd have borderline personality disorder because I can never stand on anything, and I mean that on a fundamental level. I don't mean that in terms of like just like my discipline. I mean that in terms of like who I am as a person. Like one day I'm convinced that this is who I am, the next day I'm convinced that this is who I am, the next day I'm convinced of another version of me. And there's 9 specific symptoms of borderline, and I think I have about 6 or 7. That's not funny. That I relate to. So there's that. Moving forward. Before that it was ADHD. I'm not just sure about ADHD anymore. The more I learn, the more I think it's just autism wrapped up. Because autism and ADHD, they share a lot of symptoms, and I think it's more autism actually. So if you're keeping track, OCD maybe, borderline maybe, autism maybe. The ADHD thing, not as much. Depression and anxiety go hand in hand, and I would say they're more identifiable than the other ones. They're not personality disorders as the other ones are. And I have taken medication for both over recent years, so that's great. Love those. Nope, don't love those at all, but those are things that I've experienced as well. So lots of things to actually chew on, I would say. In conclusion, Google hasn't really helped, so I'm kind of still feeling a little bit empty, a bit empty. Like, I'll give you an example of why I think I'm borderline. I was just thinking about it. A big one that I just had a thought like an hour ago. I've convinced myself on multiple different occasions of both truths. I've convinced myself today actually that I will never need a romantic partner because I will never be emotionally present enough to maintain a romantic relationship. But I've also strongly believed in the other truth, or the other side of that reality, that I would be the perfect person, candidate for a romantic relationship. So I hold both truths, not at the same time, but within myself at different times. And I think that's a more of a shallow example, but it's very real. It's not like It's not like I wake up and I'd be like, maybe I'd be a good girlfriend, or maybe I don't really need a romantic relationship. Those are like, it's like a fundamental truth. I will wake up and believe in my gut and my soul that I would be a horrible partner because of so many different reasons. And then I'll wake up, maybe not the next day, maybe in 3 days, and be convinced that I would just be the best and that I have so much unlocked potential, and I can't believe everyone else doesn't see it. And yeah, they're like truths that I believe in, fundamental truths that change day in and day out, almost. Not sure if that's a great example, but it exists. I don't know. In conclusion, I don't know anything, and it's almost bewildering. I don't know. Like, I don't know who I am. It's really scary. I don't know who I am, though. You think you do, and then you realize you don't, but then you think you do. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna actually just go. If that's okay with y'all, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and go. So, hope you enjoyed my video.